For this is the province of combat, and these are the faces of war.
Check this out. You've got mail. Oh, yeah.
Okay, all flight controllers, go for landing. Retro, go. Rhino, go. Right, go. Control, go. Telcom, go. GNC, go. Ecom, go. Surgeon, go. Capcom, we're go for landing.
We're back for another Thirsty Thursday. I'm 50 Cal Barrett, and joining me today, back from a one-man pleasure cruise to the Virgin Islands, it's Stevemongler.
It's good to be back. Thanks.
It's good to have you here, Steve. And also joining us for the first time today, we have a guest commentator. He's the slayer of 1,000 vaginas, coming to us live from the Tower of London. It's Jonesy. And Jonesy, what a pleasure it is that you're lending us your vast wealth of knowledge this evening.
Thank you. Although I wouldn't say my knowledge is all that vast.
Oh, he's so modest as well. Well, it's a Hall of Fame special today. The map is Angoville. It's Game 3 of the Saturday Night Fights final between Seb and Siberian Platoon. Siberian is the PE, Seb is the UK, and this might not be the final, I just guessed. But either way, cracking game. I'm excited. Steve, what are you thinking?
Well, can I just say, before we really kick off talking about the game, which we invariably do, and we're thorough at it, we can't really have a moment's silence, that would be boring, but let's just bow our heads in remembrance of our last commentator who's no longer with us. We assume, right? Because after what? After 48 hours, 72 hours? When do you declare them dead? I don't know. Clockwork. There. Said. Done. Game's good. We got a Bren carry out. We hate Bren carriers. Son of a bitch. I like it.
I like it. I like how you get straight to the point. Pretend that the other commentator is dead, and then rag right on brain carriers. And of course, we here at Thirsty Thursday, we don't like brain carriers. I like to think of them as mobile public toilets on wheels. You might have a more creative word for them, Jonesy in particular. But I myself, I am not a very creative type. Jonesy, your thoughts?
I fear I'm a Brit player, so I tend to refer to brain carriers as God's glorious creation put on this world for us all to enjoy.
Yeah.
Ah, you mean the Queen? The Queen's glorious creation. One and the same.
God and the Queen, they are one and the same, yes. And notice how it has already succeeded in killing one Kettenkrad of the two that were brought out at the start of the match.
I like your attention, Jonesy, and that's why we bring you here. Me and Steve, we often get too wrapped up in alcohol.
Let's just say...
Many would say that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Let's just say... let's remind everyone that when that Bren carrier goes down, it's a vessel. You're finishing your vessel.
Actually, and I would like to point out, it is Thirsty Thursday. If you're watching the Shoutcast, I'd like to think that you're also joining us in imbibing in God's own nectar. Doesn't matter what variety, anything. Today I'm back with the Seven Oaks. I realised my drain wasn't clogged this week, so I had some left over. So cheers, Seven Oaks bourbon whiskey mixed with some strange Coke-looking liquid. So there you go.
Excellent.
Cheers.
I'm on the last legs of that Blackheart rum. Some of you might think that, it's taking me this long to drink it makes me pathetic. But, some might also think that living in your parents' basement is pathetic as well. And, and I think I've proved you wrong. There you go.
Yeah, poignant point. And Jonesy, you're new to this, Thirsty Thursday. We've explained the rules to you. We require that you have a vessel.
I have multiple vessels, in fact, all containing the same thing in bottles. But I'm drinking Old Moot cider, which is a lovely piece of drink. I do like it. So yeah.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, that is why Jonesy, among his friends and family, is known as the Slayer of 1,000 Vaginas, because he's relentless, he doesn't stop, and he knows what tastes good. I've realised we're about 4 minutes in, and we haven't really focused on the game yet. This is a Hall of Fame, you should probably pay it a bit more respect. Whether that will transpire is yet to be seen. Siberian Platoon versus Seb. My god, what a treat I'm guessing that we're in for. Seb, of course, a fantastic Brit player. Came up with many of the what are considered standard Brit strategies. I wouldn't know what they are, but I've been told they're standard and good. And Siberian Platoon, he's from Siberia. that's an assumption. But he's from Siberia, so you know he's as hard as nails. A platoon, a one-man platoon, many call him. Also a fantastic player, and I think ultimately he went on to win this Saturday Night Fight. So he's a champion player, both of them champion players.
Did you just spoil the ending? Man, you're such a dick.
Well, I mean, this is game 3 of 5. The other 4 games can be seen at Gamereplays. The link is probably flashing on the screen right now, depending on whether we have funding for that. But I don't know who's going to win. I don't know who's going to win. All I can say, both cracking players, and I probably should avert my eyes from the screen based on how skilled they are.
Well.
But I'm not going to, because that would make for a dull shoutcast.
Yes.
If I wasn't to talk about the game at all. Which in hindsight actually is the last 4 Thirsty Thursdays. I haven't really talked much about the game.
Well,
but that's why Jonesy's here.
Well,
let's get to the action. Let's have some slow zoom ins on some vehicles, and, follow some dudes around the pitch. We'll do that for a few minutes.
Maybe
while Jonesy.
Sorry, just.
I was gonna say while Jonesy just kind of.
maybe the audience.
I was rude.
Maybe the audience wouldn't appreciate you dictating the edits. I don't
yeah.
know. Maybe. Also, there's a lieutenant. There's a lieutenant on the field. Jonesy, name him? Naming rights to Jonesy.
Hubert. Most definitely.
Hubert?
And not only is there a lieutenant, they actually already have their field support truck out as well. So that lieutenant's been on the field for quite a while.
I've got this wrong in the past. Hubert with an H? Or Qbert?
Hubert with an H.
Okay, Hubert.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, we got that. We said that's done. We
Indeed.
put that down. We've rested that. Sweet.
Good. I'm sure he's going to have a long and industrious career, and I'm going to bookmark him now and just keep an eye on him. I'm going to keep an eye on that Bren carrier as well, because my vessel is sitting there. It's mostly full. It's going to be a painful 30 seconds when that Bren carrier dies.
Yeah.
Those are the rules. Those are the rules of Thirsty Thursday. And
we've got a funny standoff here.
Well,
They're just chilling out. They're
we're
not too far
showing
each
some
other.
serious strength from Sol, so he does have pretty much map control now. And although he did lose the Kettenkrad in an early game, he does have the second one out now, capping the rear points. So.
May I just remind you that Sol is, of course, Siberian Army.
I'm sorry.
Siberian Army? Siberian Platoon. He's one-man platoon. He's a one-man army. He is Siberian Platoon Army.
I think.
And actually, this is fun. I was going to say the PE player is his units are closer to the Brits' initial starting point than the Brit is.
It's a rather common tactic there, pushing the original command truck down to a high fuel point that he has done. Especially in the face that the Panzer Elite took the cut-off point.
I was going to say.
Jonesy, I'm going to take your word for that, because I have very little knowledge on the subject. And of course, you are an expert. You've been playing Company Heroes, 8 years now? Coming up 9?
I would say that I have no idea what the Panzer Elite are up to, but the Brits are my favourite team, so I know something of their strategy.
As I said, I mean, with a man such as yourself, with 9 years, 10 years experience playing as the Brits, of course you know them inside and out. And I don't think I'm mistaken there.
I think that certainly there are some gaps in your knowledge, but I shall try my best to fill them where I can.
And that, you see, Jonesy, that's where your worth comes in. Perhaps not in the fields of philosophy or life. When it comes to Company of Heroes, I would argue right now that there is none as knowledgeable as yourself, bar perhaps most of the population of the larger continents.
Yes,
but
or Wikipedia.
Let's not go into that. Let's talk about the game. Let's talk more about the game in general. Company of Heroes. It's been referred to many as an art form, perhaps one of the greatest cinematic masterpieces of the last decade. I've heard it called pornographic smut by organisations such as 1 Million Mums of America. I mean, what are your thoughts?
Oh my God.
I have no thoughts on the subject.
That Bren, oh my God, that Bren. Sorry, that's what I was watching. That Bren's dead. that Brent's gone. That is a vessel.
I think a vessel's probably the last thing I need right now. But well, cheers everyone.
Cheers.
I think
cheers.
anyone who's drinking,
cheers
finish your vessel in the name of well,
all that is holy.
The company hero. I was going to say the company of hero gods, but being agnostic, I feel that would be a foolish thing to say. But cheers anyway.
Cheers. Did I?
Oh
yeah.
boy. I don't think. Oh.
This is somewhat homoerotic listening to all of us just. But then I'm assuming we're all men. Once again,
I just uncapped another bottle.
When you assume.
Okay. Well, I like that. You've uncapped another bottle just as Seb
as soon as the brain carrier went down.
The cutoff point for the PE.
Oh, so he does. Wow.
And I think with many of the listeners, you know, when you press play on this video, you're thinking, oh yeah, just another Company Heroes replay so I can learn more. You weren't aware that, in fact, you were about to witness kind of drama, literature, monologues, dialogues even, that would have even equaled the Great Bard. The Great Bard. Or Shakespeare, equaling Shakespeare as well. Shakespeare and the Great Bard, equaling both of them.
Yeah. Two great minds. You know, I've been in schools that teach less than we do in the span of a game.
Indeed. Well, it would appear that Siberian Army / Platoon, his map controller has been largely voided by this huge Brett's push. Push? Maybe it wasn't a push so much, but he's certainly decapping as many points as he can get his royal mitts on.
Well,
although it strikes me that Siberian Platoon is Army, Siberia, the continent of Siberia is still quite strong. A lot of PE squads out there. His half tracks rolling around, mortar half track dropping sweet merry hell on that British command track.
Did you see that?
Which I like.
Did you see the mortar shot? The ignited mortar shot preempting the retreat point of those sappers as they came in.
I certainly did, Stevemongler.
It missed
Genius there from Siberian Platoon / Army. In fact,
not since Rembrandt have I seen such creativity in the use of explosives.
Yes, that person you said. Neither have I, but I was going to liken this game to a game of chess.
Can I just say, chess is like a sword fight in that you have to think before you move.
Master Lord, a game of chess is like a sword fight. You must think first, before you move. My lord, a handsome sword.
Yes.
You know, I'd actually disagree with you there, Stevemongler. If you've ever seen the Highland Uprising of 1256, I think it was.
Oh, don't deride me. You know I've seen such the Highlander Uprising. You deride.
But I was just going to say,
you
I don't think there was much thinking there.
Look,
and yet I'd still argue that they are some of the best swordsmen in the course of history.
There's a captain on the field as well. There's a captain.
Yes.
Jonesy, do us the honor, the delights. Oh, there's a steward. Wait, there's a steward as well. Sorry, name the captain, man.
Yes, there's a steward out. The captain. Oh my goodness. Come up with another name.
If you'd like, we can. I don't know.
Rupert.
Francois.
Does Rupert
Francois?
work?
Francois.
Or Francois?
He comes from France.
Perfect. Yeah.
I like it. Francois.
Good. We have a doctrine choice from the PE. I was going to point this out 2 minutes ago, but I went on a kind of rant about Highlanders, and I'm sorry for that. I'm going to apologise right now. This is 50 Cal's apology of the week for talking about that.
Now you say you're sorry for being so untrue.
But we have a doctrine choice from the PE. I'll tell you what the doctrine choice is in just a minute, just after a word from our sponsors.
I have been
Thanks for that. Well, as we promised before, the advert.
What a word!
It was good. It was a good.
Wonderful advert. Amazing.
From our sponsors. The Doctrine choice is Luftwaffe, which is, of course, the Waffe of the Luft, which in German means the sky waffle, which is what their air force is called. And quite a crucial Doctrine choice. He now has invisible Kettenkrads. I'm not quite sure how you would camouflage a Kettenkrad. Maybe I think it looks like a bush.
Especially,
I'd imagine that's how it would be camouflaged. It's a bush on wheels moving around.
How would you camouflage a Kettenkrad once it's on fire? Because, I mean...
A flaming bush, Steve! Haven't you read the Bible?
Touché, sir! Touché.
Thank you.
Touché.
Thank you. I know my fiction. Thank you very much.
Wow. Subtle. You know your subtlety as well.
It was.
It's good.
We've got a half-track destroyed there by the British onslaught.
Ooh, did you see that mortar shell? Canister shot. Mortar shell, canister shot, follow-up. That was a 1-2 combo. Sure, the mortar shell was from the P and the whatever. The point is,
and you know what?
We saw it. We saw it happen.
We did see that. And that canister shot, that gets 50 cals kill of the week.
Really? That's premature, man. Chill
yeah,
out.
But I waited to the end of the game last time, and it was too late.
Okay. Well, okay, fine.
I mean, I want to give my kill of the week to Seb. I think he'd appreciate that, you know.
Indeed.
I think Seb's the kind of man. He's like, well, that was a good canister shot. He probably thought that at the time in December. He wouldn't have thought maybe 6 months later he'd be getting 50 cows killed a week, which might be, I don't know, a trophy worthy of his trophy cabinet.
It's probably the most prestigious award that you can receive. For
well, it's certainly the most prestigious award I can bestow.
Hey, an Flak Panther. Whirlwind. I almost said Ostwind. There you go. There you go. And I'll drink for that. I'm sorry. Touché.
You know, Wirbelwind, that's German for
Tell us.
A wind, which is a verbal. That probably wasn't my most insightful comment for the day, but
Command
you know, you might be on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire in a few years from now.
Just a quick point out here, but we do in fact have a Doctrine choice from the Brits, as a Cromwell is rolling across the field right now.
Nice.
So
nice insight.
A Cromwell.
A Cromwell, yes. So they have gone the engineers.
And by the way, I've run out of my mixer, so I'm drinking rum straight. There's no ice. It's room temperature. I had
I'm
the
actually
heater
going
on.
to interrupt you there, Stevemongler. I think in the name of truth and justice, I just want to interrupt you there. Jonesy, I don't want to undermine your vast knowledge, but a Cromwell tank is available to all Doctrines.
You're right, it is.
Surely you meant a Churchill. A Churchill.
Oh my god, that Stuart's dead.
You're right, it is. I have completely overlooked that. I misread the name and I thought it said Churchill. Terribly sorry.
Well, to be fair, Jonesy...
You know what? I still think you're right.
I think Jonesy is recalling an earlier build of the game.
I feel that yes, even with that slip up, I still expect that engineers is a possible choice here.
You heard it here first. Engineer Doctrine for the Brits, Luftwaffe for the Panzer Elite. At the moment, the only one of those which is true is the Luftwaffe for the Panzer Elite, which I will remind you that I'm looking at, which I feel kind of elevates myself probably a bit about Jonesy.
You know what I feel? I feel like we've been kind of rambling. Where's the coherency that we're really known for?
Actually, it's funny you bring that up, Stevemongler. I just want to bring something up.
Do it. No,
in
please.
what is going to be a regular segment of our shoutcast.
Yeah, just keep making those
which
up.
is called
I like
no 50 Cal's Science Fact of the Week.
Oh wait, yeah, no, I remember this last week. Let's do it.
Yeah. Well, this week's fact. Did you know the British actually intended to assassinate Adolf Hitler? I know it's obvious. You know, obviously they wanted to kill him. They were going to send a sniper into Germany to do the deed, do the dirty. However, they realized if they killed Adolf Hitler, perhaps he would be replaced by a more competent commander. So they thought, well, it's probably going to fuck Germany up a lot more if Adolf Hitler stays in charge. And that was this week's 50 cal science fact of the week.
Was that science? Was that in the realm of science as we commonly perceive science? Or was that more like
maybe political
history?
science?
Was that political science? Okay, political science. I like
But
that.
I would call it history as well.
But let's going with political science. You go to university. You're fresh. You're a rosy-cheeked, fresh-faced 18, 17-year-old, and you decide to undertake a higher education. And you say, I'm going to study political science. I lost it. Is political science? It's gone. And there's two. No, you guys take over.
Well,
Kettenkrad's capping.
You know what, Steve?
Yeah, that Kettenkrad.
You know what, Steve? Fuck you, Steve. You interrupted me for that. I was talking about science. You interrupted me for that.
No.
Shame on you.
I think I was trying to get at. I was trying to get at the. Right. Let's wind it back. It's Thirsty Thursday, and you know what? Maybe this week I've overstepped. I've done it. I've overdone it. But who's to blame? And can I put this here? Here's an interesting thought for everyone.
I would invite you to do that.
All right. Here's an interesting thought. Who's really to blame for our thirstiness, our drinking? First of all, let's assume someone is to blame, because if not, I have nothing to say. But I always, all right, ignore that fact. What I'm trying to say is perhaps the audience, the people watching this, are enablers for watching, and I'm assuming promoting through their watching. Hopefully they enjoy it. I want them to enjoy it. But maybe they're enablers for watching people, us, drink every week, promoting the drinking, when clearly there are signs of a habitual, verging on problem drinking attitude, culture, approach to. But I don't want them to feel bad. Can we let's cut that out?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Look, tell you what, just cut that in post.
Yeah, we're gonna cut that out in post. Jonesy, take over from Steve. Steve, take a minute to think about what a bad person you are.
That was.
So Jonesy, what are your thoughts at this point of the game? We're about 21 minutes in. Brit versus PE. PE versus Brit. Timeless. Many would say this is a vanilla game in its finest. PE, the original faction in Company Heroes, versus Brit, the also original company before America and the Wehrmacht were introduced in opposing Tales of Valor. What are your thoughts at this point of the game? We have a Flak 88 up, which we've already pointed out. Did we point that out? I'm sure we would have pointed something to point that out. Okay. There's a Flak 88 on the field! Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to point out right now, there's a Flak 88!
Flak 88.
Flak 88?
Flak 88. Anyway, Jonesy, you were saying?
Not the best of positioning on the Flak 88, but I'm sure someone can come up to clear the two bushes that are in the way of it.
I would agree. That Flak 88, he's quite far back.
He's very
right
far
on
back.
The doorstep.
That is a very defensive 88. I'm not sure if he has. Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of an interesting point. I mean, we've looked at a couple Brit games, and the Brits often dictate through their positioning of their own defensive structures the kind of the gameplay, right? The high concentrations of combat that take place in the game. But here we see this Flak 88 kind of setting up.
Well, actually, at the moment he's currently shooting ground in order to destroy the bushes in front of him. So.
Well, you would say that, Jonesy.
But it's still very
You know
far
what?
back.
I've said this before. I'll say this again. Epsilon Seb, one of the greats, one of the best. In fact, I heard he invented the British. Before the expansion pack came out, opposing Valors. There was no British faction, and it was just the American one, but Seb played as America so well. Relic was like, you know what, let's make a new faction and call it United Kingdom, after, of course, Seb's last name, Seb United Kingdom. And that, of course, is why now you have three factions in the game: the Germans, sorry, also known as the Austro-Hungarians, the Americans, and of course the faction which Seb invented, the British. And
did you know that the 88 is actually, or previously was actually firing straight at the headquarters command truck of the Brits?
It is indeed in range, yes.
that is exceptional.
Just.
That is exceptional aim. Okay, let's have a bet now. Who thinks this Flak 88 is going to get overrun? Jonesy, quickly.
I would say it is likely.
I'm going to oppose you there. I'm going to be exciting. There's no way it's going to get overrun. It's got that. Oh my god. Okay.
I would argue that it was never overrun.
Thank you. I like that.
I would just say it exploded.
Okay.
It self-destructed. Jonesy, finish your vessel. Go on, Jonesy.
Wait, why?
Whoa,
You lost, Jonesy.
Holy shit.
I'm confused.
Holy shit.
Okay, Jonesy, I want you to look at the map. I want you to look at the map and tell me, Jonesy, is there a Flak 88 on the map? Tell me, Jonesy.
Said it would be.
I've got to
for goodness
interject.
sake. Really?
I've got to interject.
Finish your vessel,
Jonesy.
Jonesy.
Alright. Are you... First of all, there's a Sherman Firefly.
You know, I've just uncapped the fourth bottle, you realise that?
Don't you... Jonesy. Jonesy. If I can call you Jonesy, look.
Can I call you Jonesy?
Mr. Jonesy.
I think... Mr... Sir?
Miss Jonesy.
Sir. What we're offering is... It's not a chore, right? It's a reward. And
For being wrong.
Finishing your vessel is... I mean, it's... What an opportunity. Shit, I should go. I'm not here today.
Well, it's an opportunity that has been taken, and now I have to open another one.
Do we think it'll get
May I just
overrun?
point out-
Do you want to double or nothing, Jonesy? Double or nothing?
I think I shall leave it. Yes, why not? I'll finish half a vessel now.
I just want to. I
I
need to interrupt you two right now
Yes?
from your mindless babbling.
Oh my god.
Our lieutenant. What was the lieutenant's name? I can't remember. He had a name.
Fuck. I named lieutenant.
He's
No,
just
Jonesy.
hit rank 3.
would
Jonesy,
also
what did you name
like
the
to
lieutenant?
point out that I
Damn
was
it.
in fact correct, and the British have gone engineers. That was a
The
hull
captain's
down
at rank
firefly
2.
in the centre of the map there.
Hubert. Lieutenant's name
That
was Hubert.
Hubert is
The
rank
holy
3.
Jonesy, may I also point out that we're not surprised you're correct. I mean, you called this practically before the game began. You're like, he's going engineer. Because I imagine that's what you would have done. You would have assessed the situation and been like, well, you know, if I was going to win, I'd go engineer. And, you know, I think you don't need to be defensive. In fact, you're probably the greatest Brit player within a 10-meter radius of myself right now. So, you know, I stand by your prediction.
Which is why I would obviously have probably gone commandos and lost in this situation.
Oh, Jonesy, I love it. Oh, he's always so modest. He's always like, well, you look like you need to win a game. I'll go commandos and lose to you.
You have to be nice to the other players, otherwise they leave the game forever. And then you never get to play them again.
It's true. It's true. Many of the greats have left the game forever. I want to just take a second to remember such greats as Winston, Joseph, and Adolf. All greats at this game. Many would argue Adolf perhaps got a bit distracted in the second half, and Joseph himself was a giant paedophile. But Winston, he was a fantastic Brit player. So let's just take a minute of silence, which I think we'll probably. I don't think. Let's not take a minute of silence because I feel a minute of silence would undermine our authority, and that if we weren't talking, you'd probably start watching the game and not listen to us as much. And I feel the game is probably not as interesting as our thoughts on. I've lost it, guys. Take over from me. I'm gonna finish.
What would you like me to take? Tactics?
Well, we've got a Cromwell over here. That's pretty
Indeed.
cool.
The PE players pushing out. Which
What was the captain's name? You named him 50 Cap. It was.
Did I?
It was French.
Pierre.
No,
Pierre.
it wasn't Pierre. It was close to Pierre. Right? It wasn't
Francois.
Pierre. Francois.
Or
Francois.
Yeah, it was Francois.
Old Francois. Oh, he's great.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Stevemongler. Wasn't Francois in a movie? He starred in the silent black and white ragtime movie. Do we have a clip of that right now?
Fuck you. Fuck you.
We've got a clip. We're going to go to the clip right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that was a good clip.
That
Thanks
was
for that,
lovely.
Steve. Thanks for spending hours editing that clip in.
I had to, I had to. You don't know how much that clip cost us to put into. You don't do the budgets. I do the budgets. You don't know. I'm just, and this is the kind of thing that I'm sick of. That's all. It's just a respect thing. I don't know. Hey, here's a question, Jonesy. Maybe you can field this.
Yes.
I saw, maybe this was a fluke, but we saw the lieutenant, Hubert,
Yes.
before. It's probably too late. It looks like Epsilon actually had him. Seb actually had him run over, take cover behind that crop of bushes in front of the. When did the 88 get destroyed? Shit. You know, never mind.
Just now, it's
Yes.
gone. That's
Good.
the third 88.
That is, the third 88 that he has now put up
which-
and had destroyed.
Here's is there?
That actually, I'm just gonna say that brings the total to 264.
We've got Churchill AVR in the field.
That's some
And
good maths that
is-
you have there.
Is there a difference between
Churchill
is there a difference between the cost of an 88 for the Luftwaffe and the cost of an 88 for the Wehrmacht defensive doctrine? Just a question. Just a thought. That's all.
Yes, there is a difference, but
Yeah.
not so much in manpower or fuel, but more in hope and dreams of a nation.
Okay.
And I would say that the hope and dreams of the nation was severely put in a deficit around this time. So
Nice.
I don't really have much more on that. I would
well
ask you though, do you think these Flak 88s, have they been successful? 3 Flak 88s, and they are quite expensive pieces of kit. Off the top of my head, I can't remember how much they are.
Plus, they have a crew of. Well, they have a crew of 4 people, right? A crew of 4 people. That's three people.
The
Three
midget
to-
doesn't count as a person. The one inside the weapon.
Jesus. Alright, we've established there's 3 to 4 people operating each gun. That's a lot of. I mean, when you're losing 3 guns, that's a loss of. That's people's lives you're talking about. It's not a. I mean, there's no humor involved in talking about the losses of life, of human life. There's value in that, I think. I've heard. People have told me. So, the end. Take over. And I think that's what we've seen a lot of this game, is our inadequacies, but only and juxtaposed against the incredible skill, successfulness, the high level of micromanagement of the 2 players. And I think that's what we've done, and we've been successful in highlighting that. And you're welcome.
I will say one of the interesting things.
May I just say, Steve?
I've
No,
seen.
say it.
Sorry,
is this-
Jonesy. I'm going to interrupt you there,
Oh,
Jonesy,
fine.
and just quickly say, I feel that if you're a shoutcaster and you put the skills and the abilities of the actual 2 players who are playing to shame, you kind of armchair quarterback, if you will, their decisions, then shame on you. These two fine gentlemen have taken time off their busy schedules to play this game for us. They are modern gladiators in a modern theatre of war.
I'm sorry to interrupt your interruption, but a grievous thing has happened. It seems that we have lost Hubert, the lieutenant.
Holy shit, we don't know anything.
Yes,
Excellent,
the rank
thank you.
3 lieutenant hasn't. I'm sure Sam will be more than capable of. Steve, sorry, will be more than capable of going back in post and finding that spot and editing it in. But
Did
the
we know?
lieutenant is down.
I'm sure we've
Hubert.
already had a replay of it happening.
Can we-
And what a replay it was.
A wonderful
Can we-
replay. Yes.
Take a moment to just talk about how difficult it is for someone to re-watch over and over the death of such a loved figure as Hubert, solely to bring that death to the public so that they can also suffer. I don't know, is that no. Suffer? I guess you have to... I mean, I guess when someone, such a figure as Hubert, leaves us, we can only... I mean, the healthy thing, the only thing we can really bring ourselves to do is actually rejoice in the triumphs of his life, the successes he had, and just the good he brought
Steve,
to us.
Can I just interject? I was just listening to you for a second, which I sometimes do when we're shoutcasting. I'm just thinking, what kind of sick idiot would listen to a shoutcast where we talk about things such as that?
I don't think you should deride the 3 or 4 people who are watching this.
like honestly, like someone is sitting there listening to this.
I mean,
this is what you do with your free time. And you know what I'm going to say from the bottom of my heart? Thank you for getting this far in the video, and perhaps listening to... I wouldn't say commentary. I think commentary is too strong a word. I think rambling undermines ourselves, because we're 3 intelligent men. You know, we are 3 intelligent, unemployed men. I don't know where I'm going with this.
Once
Steve,
again,
you had something profound to say.
Once again, Siberian has lost another Flak 88 and then built a 5th Flak 88. So this strategy, while it may or may not pay off, he's obviously going to stick with it, which is a rather interesting thing to see.
I think sticking with your strategy is important. I mean, it's what we saw in World War II with the Americans, where they waited until the last moment to kind of get involved and then claim victory. And I think that kind of strategy is crucial. You know, just letting everyone else do the hard work and then getting involved yourself. And without making this too much of a political statement, you know, I respect that from Siberian Centurion. I think he's a very good player, and I commend him for getting a strategy. Perhaps it didn't work the first 4 times, but Siberian's like, you know what, I can make it work this time. I can make things happen, and ultimately the British will drop. And I mean, what do you guys think? Again, they attacked this Flak 88. I think this time they're prepared for it. You know, after losing 4 other Flak 88s, this time Siberian unit is ready. He's gonna win. He's prepared, and preparation is important.
Would you like to place a bet on the survival of that Flak 88 until a time in the future?
You know what? I find it sick. I find it sick that you two are talking about the Flak 88 and just with such disregard for its crew. Because we just lost the crew, but the Flak 88 is still there. But the Flak 88 is just, you know, it's a piece of metal. It's been crafted into this weapon, and the Flak 88 itself is only built to kill and destroy, whereas the people operating it, they love and they feel and they have passion. There you go.
I mean, well said.
Thank you.
I think not enough people take time to get really attached to their video games. I think if more people actually believed what they were playing, the world would perhaps be a better, if not slightly quieter, place.
We've got another lieutenant, by the way. He's no Hubert.
Ah, you must be talking about Long John Silver.
No, that's not cool, man. Fine.
He's not Long John Silver.
I'll call him John. How about that? I'll
John.
be able to stomach it that way. You disgust me, sir. With your... I mean, I don't know.
Steve, you promised. You promised you wouldn't. Jonesy, you've got the reins for the next 5 minutes. Me and Steve are gonna drink some coffee, sober up a wee bit. You know. Jonesy, the floor's yours.
The floor is mine. I don't really know what to say on that point.
What did you do?
Watching tactics.
What are your thoughts on life, Jonesy?
On
I mean, me and 50 cal here, all we are
the futility
of
human existence and...
No, yeah, let's hear that.
Oh,
the futility of human existence.
Well, it'd be futile to talk about it, really, wouldn't it?
Wow.
Zing!
So much insightfulness from this man.
My
know
God, what did we do before you, Jonsey? How did we even commentate these games?
I'm glad Clockwork is back in prison. I'm glad, just so we can have
By the way. Oh no, that's a new one. I'm sorry.
some butterfly bombs. Not they're butterfly bombs, right? Mines, butterfly
yes.
mines. Yeah.
Butterfly bombs.
You know what?
I know.
I
I'm here.
have high expectations for this Flak 88. And I mean, high expectations is something I've recently, started to disclose.
Oh,
that I
command
have
truck
high
gone.
expectations.
Sorry.
That's nasty.
Sorry, may I continue, Steve?
Yes,
Please do.
sir.
I was going to say, I think high expectations is something which I've had too much of in recent life. For example, I had high expectations that, of course, I'd finish university and be able to get a job. But of course, no. My high expectations let me down there. So I'm really hoping in this case that this Flak 88 isn't a simile, or a metaphor, or a rhetorical question for my life. One of those words is correct.
I think
correct.
homonym. Homonym.
Yeah, homonym. A homonym. It's not a homonym for my life. I have high expectations for such a Flak 88, and I'm actually going to bet a drink right now that this Flak 88 survives to the end of the game and racks up at least 5 kills.
I will. You know what? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to see your bet, and I'm going to disagree with you. Is that... So, okay, I will be the counter.
Oppose his bet, I believe.
I'll oppose... Oh man, I'll oppose to the end of my last breath. I'll oppose anything 50 cal does.
Good.
No, that's not
Good.
fair.
Alright.
Alright, anyway, the point is, if the Flak 88 doesn't get destroyed, I will finish my vessel. It makes it more interesting. Vessels on the line.
Good. Alright, well it's at 1 kill so far. 4 kills to go, and the rest of the game to survive, which might be 10 minutes at this point. And Jonesy, what are your thoughts? Who do you think is going to win at this point? I would feel the Brit is in a pretty strong position.
Indeed, that is the case, and hopefully they'll... Yep, already back on the field. Their headquarters command truck is coming back down. That'll give them reinforcing power at that central point again, which is what allowed them to take the Flak 88 so easily last time. So, with that truck back in its position, I believe it would fall. It will fall again.
Interesting. Of course, these Brit soldiers are running straight into some Flak Verbalwinds, which is of course German for a whale's vagina.
I think...
Which is,
Didn't
I
you already-
believe, my area of expertise, if what you say is anything to go by.
Oh my God.
Oh, wonderful.
Go,
That's probably the funniest thing I've ever heard.
I'm so alone. You know what? I don't even want to mention the fact that you already previously defined a whirlwind. You know what? I'm not even going to mention that 50 cal. You just...
No, I'm pretty sure there's no proof that I have defined Verbalwind before. You know, Verbalwind, that's German for
Tell us.
a wind, which is a verbal.
Mm-hmm. Touche.
No proof.
Touche. I think O.J. Simpson would agree with you. Would he? I don't know him. Does anybody else have just smoke? Alright. Go to the audience.
Yes.
You too as well. I mean, you too. Touche. The audience...
They have no choice. They're in charge of the camera.
You don't know me. You don't know. If we look to where the previous Brit command truck was, we just have this constant source of red smoke. Just constant. There you go. What does that mean? What does that mean for... Is it a sign? Is it what meaning does it carry in our lives? I
would
don't know.
feel that this red smoke at this point would signify that butterfly bombs are imminent, especially if you kind of head in such a direction. And I feel such a prophecy might become true. I'm getting the feeling, though, at this moment the Brit might be petering out. I feel the Panzer Elite, he's digging himself in. We haven't talked much about victory points. It seems fairly equal, 289 to 263 at this point. Brit, of course, in control of two VPs. What's he rocking? He's got a Crocodile Churchill on the field and a handful of infantry, along with a Cromwell. Compared to the 88, on the PE side, which itself can more or less rip down any tanks on its own, so long as it's not taken out by the infantry. But I feel the Verberwinds, which he previously established is German for a really hearty meal, can suppress the infantry on their own, more or less. So at this point, I can't really comment on who's going to win. This has definitely been an epic game.
The thing is, we have seen previously that the Churchill, especially the Crocodile, has the front hull strength and the health to actually rush the 88 and survive. That is how it dropped the last couple of times, just from that Churchill charging.
Interesting that you say that. It's getting fucked up a wee bit at the moment. Half
by the
health.
Panzerschrecks.
Although that said, it's probably time for those gentlemen to get out of there.
And there they go.
It's impossible to say.
You know, I mean, what we haven't seen is the Brits build any defensive. We haven't seen any MG nests, 17 pounders. I mean, it's all.
Well, the SimCity Brit is somewhat of a early in your game style play. Brits' infantry strength can be absolutely huge, so this is a very heavy infantry game here.
Wow.
May I just interject there, Jonesy, though? Surely a 25 pounder, would that not have a bit of an effect here?
It certainly would, yes, but the problem is that with the positioning, the only place that he could really put it and have a defensive force over it would be directly in between his two field command trucks in order to be able to defend it against the Panzer Elite. And I don't study this map enough to know its range from that point.
So you don't study Angerville, perhaps the most popular 1v1 map.
I should say I don't play Company of Heroes nearly enough to know that.
Wow.
I like
3v3. We're billing you as our experts.
Can I just for a moment take the time to speak directly to the audience and ask them not to judge us solely on the inadequacies of Jonesy in his total lack of knowledge, of awareness of this game, because me and 50 Cal dedicate our every waking moment to understanding the intricacies that is Company of Heroes. And in fact, we've already spent hours, hundreds of hours, trying to predict and formulating conclusions on Company of Heroes 2 and 3. We've touched on that.
Company of Heroes 3. I think that will take place in the future.
Yeah. I mean, I certainly think it will come out in the future. And that's a scary thought. Alright, it's the future. Robots undoubtedly control the world. That's all I got.
Fuck.
Did I ruin it? Did I spoil it? Sorry.
No, I think I lost a bet.
Oh, that flag.
Oh,
sorry,
no.
that 88's down. Sorry,
My goodness.
I'll unminimize the game.
Did the Churchill push in and take out the Flak 88? What a pity.
You know what? You know what's exciting? The three of us, we don't really know, but you know who will know? While we're talking about how we don't know? The audience. And that's the power of time travel, I think. Right there, I summed it up.
Sorry, I was not paying attention for a minute. I was drinking. You started talking about time travel, and I was confused how you got to that. How you got to that state of affairs, and
well,
so you can enlighten me.
I'll take a moment. I think Stephen Hawking discusses time as you know what? I don't know how he's. Wait, shit. Are we talking about time now? Stephen Hawking? I like it.
Time travel, I believe.
Time travel?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, pack your bags, buddy, and join me in a. Save me.
Save you? Well,
I've seen Back to the Future. 88. You take.
Yes. Well, we have a wonderful link
easy.
here. Once again, we have seen a destroyed Flak 88, which went on to time travel, and then we have that wonderful link to the DeLorean going 88 miles an hour. You see?
It's easy. You take a DeLorean.
My God.
I know. It's conspiracy.
I don't need to explain. These people have seen the documentary I'm referring to, Back to the Future. Calling it a documentary. It's humorous. It's a joke. Yeah, I'm doing that thing where you speak kind of softly, so you feel like maybe no one's hearing you, and you pretend like no one's hearing you, but you continue to speak in case they do hear you, and you hope it's kind of entertaining.
It works especially well when neither of the other shoutcasters are talking.
Especially Will. This is a good. I think this is a good game for everyone involved. I mean, it's certainly a good game for Seb. It's certainly a good game for the. What was the real name? I can't remember the real name of the other account.
Siberian Platoon.
Siberian Platoon.
Yep.
I've seen that movie. It's a good one. Maybe we'll even try and incorporate Adagio for strings into this mix. I don't know.
Good.
Because that's a reference to.
Got a marauder out for Siberian Army of Two.
The Marder, wonderful.
Although another Churchill crocodile.
Yep. And the Marder, even with its tank destroying strength, will still take 8 or 9 shots to actually down one of these things.
Frontal armor. I mean, this is impressive.
It's not doing very well.
No.
I think this could be it. This could be the last couple of seconds. Unless we see something miraculous from Siberian Platoon, I feel this is probably all over.
And I feel we got 15 to 20 more minutes in this game. I certainly feel the attitude is to never give up until every single building, every single man is dead. You know, that they've salted the earth so that no buildings can be built on it. I mean, you know, I'd be surprised if this game ended in less than 3 minutes. That's just me. That's just my expert opinion.
Would you like to put a bet on that?
I would. I'd like to bet on that. I'm gonna go all in on this one. All in.
Good, good. Well, Jonesy, what are your thoughts?
Well,
we're very close to the end.
I think this is going to be one of those
These
games
two crocodiles
where
sorry,
people
they're in
do
trouble
hold out
from
the
this
last minute. I believe
they're
this will
not.
go on for quite a bit longer than 3
Never
minutes.
mind.
Or 5 minutes, or even possibly 10 minutes, but I'm not sure.
Well, Jonesy, I know for a fact you can see how much time is left.
Really?
Do you think this is
there is a bar
deserved
as well.
victory to the Brits?
Oh, okay. I think this will go to the Brits, certainly, but as to how long it will take, previously unknown to me, but now I can see that there is a little blue bar down in the bottom right-hand side of the corner.
Jonesy,
yes.
You're drunk, it's disgusting.
Did I hear mention that you about the Brits deserving victory? I mean, can we really? I mean, how do we define deserve? Does one deserve it through their actions in game? Does one deserve it through their actions as an ethical, moral human being practicing a living crap? I can't remember his goddamn name. Let's just go with Kantian virtue ethics. I mean, how would he define Seb as being deserving of a win? I don't know. Oh, there you go.
Wow, did that just end?
I don't know. Let me just.
I feel like it's not even over.
Here, I can't hear you. Let me just pause this movie I'm watching.
Just suddenly gone.
And look at the map control. Look at that. And I think that's probably what won Seb the game.
That last martyr just went down, and he has a single squad of 2 squads of units on the field, and he just that's it.
Would you say that the Flak 88 tactic was perhaps ill-advised?
I think after the 3rd Flak 88, maybe even the 4th, it could have been a good idea to back off that route slightly. But he stuck with it. He stuck to his guns and pushed through. It didn't see through in this case, but hey, what can you do?
Well, in many ways, we could say that just by sticking to the Flak 88 tactic and not backing down, Siberian Platoon is the winner. Just something for the listeners to think about. Steve, do you want to have the last word?
Oh boy. You know what I want to say? I want to apologize. I feel like this is our 5th shoutcast, though people may have only seen 4 videos. But hey, that's not my problem. But I just want to apologize because I feel like we've become overconfident. We've become sure of ourselves. And in the growth of any endeavor, as endeavors grow, I don't know, you know better than I do. You get to a point before you reach an equilibrium where maybe you overcorrect. I guess the shoutcast really sums up what I'm trying to talk about, and I apologize for that.
You know, Steve, I'm gonna stop you there and take solace in the fact that generally no one ever watches the end of our videos, so they won't hear that.
Yeah. But what we'll hopefully do is link to like a time lapse replay. Sorry,
keeps going. No,
come over here and stop me.
Going.
I know. You know what? I don't want to continue. You want to interrupt me? You do that. I'm here, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you for this opportunity.
Good. Well, ladies and gentlemen,
Fuck
this
you.
has been Thirsty Thursday. I'm 50 Cal Barrett. Joining me tonight, Stevemongler and Jonesy.
And hopefully we'll have Jonesy back again, right? If the voting goes, and if his agent isn't, you guys know. Fuck.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, good night.
Can we Jonesy?
Yes.
Say something. There you
Au
go.
revoir.
Exactly. Thank you. Touche.
Oh, you fucking wasted it.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, nice one.
I'm so sorry. I think I drank too much.
I came here tonight to play chess. Nobody ever mentioned anything about a sword fight.